son.
Hmm.
And he's the most reliable sous chef I've had the opportunity to work with. And as you might have noticed before in the description and so on, we're gonna do ratatouille. And I chose ratatouille because it has a lot of vegetables. Once it's done, it's very versatile. And I went with the topic of the movie, which says anyone can cook. So, guys, I'm sure it's possible. It can be done. No worries. You know, you're gonna rewatch the videos if that's what you need. It's only Alba who's cooking with us. So Alba, if you're behind or so on, just give a shout out and we'll just pull the pot off or something, and we're gonna catch up. And when I'll start, I'll just go to the other camera. So this one is gonna go off. So can you guys see this area here? Yes, you can.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I need a little bit more of a view mark because we can't see this. So am I with you, Wissam, on the big screen then?
Yes, we can see your hand on the pot. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm gonna start with how to choose your vegetables, just to be precise that we're going. So onion, I mean it's pretty basic. Just hard. Don't ever go for a soft onion. Eggplant, that's gonna go second in the pot, actually third. Has to be a little bit spongy. So it goes like this, and it pops back up. So it's not, if you push it and stays there, that's not gonna be good anymore. So it has this sponginess to it. Zucchini, kind of a light, but still firm at both ends. Pepper, a little bit spongy, but not like the eggplant. So it has a little bit different consistency. Look at the pepper, not to be black here at the end, because if it is, that means it's old. Tomatoes, firm, but not to the green kind of firm. So firm, but red. And then we have the herbs. I will use frozen parsley because I didn't get any decent parsley today at the store. And I had this from my garden, which is thyme and basil.
Thyme.
So this is what we have. Okay. Then get the olive oil, Mark.
How much?
Huh? Go in.
How many is that now?
More, Mark. You guys, okay, you can see that's enough. Okay. So olive oil goes in. Stove, I would say on medium towards medium high. So this is an induction, not really my favorite. Goes up till 9 and put it on 7 right now. First that goes in.
Oh no, my eyes.
You go out to the kitchen to actually feed the onion, Mark. Ratatouille, normally, it's a very chunky dish. So this is my, I noticed there's nobody French in between the participants, so that's my saving over there. But I don't like it too chunky, first of all, because the kids will never touch the eggplant when it's so huge. And the cooking time can get up to like an hour and a half. Instead of pretty much 30 minutes. So onion goes in. I like to put a little bit of salt at the beginning. This way, the vegetables, you know, even the onion, releases water, and you don't have that frying process. It's rather, you know, like a steamy kind of thing going in, and not the frying, the deep frying thing that goes. Now, smack your garlic. By the way, guys, I'm a little bit, I'm having a cold, so sorry for the sexy voice. Yes, Mark, I'm done with the onion.
Okay, alright.
You're free to come.
Where's the wooden spoon?
Hmm?
Where's the wooden spoon?
Here. Now, I chop the garlic now, but just for you to understand a little bit. If you're not very fond of garlic taste, then add the garlic now. If you like the garlic taste, then we will go later on with it. So, the onion, I don't know how much you guys see out of that. How much you see from the pot. So the onion starts to be a little bit translucent. Wait.
Yeah, we can see everything.
So it's just a tiny bit translucent, not much. You know, so you won't even how much was in for, like 2 to 3 minutes, not much. And if you use organic vegetables, you don't need to peel them. But in case you don't, then please peel the eggplant and the zucchini, because the pesticide, it's rather in the peel in higher quantity than somewhere else. Okay. So.
Do we like the garlic paste?
Hmm?
Do we like the garlic
Yes,
paste?
we do.
Did you add salt?
Put on
Salt
6
yet?
more.
Did you add salt yet, Mommy?
Yes, more.
Okay. Good.
So the size that the eggplant goes, I would say 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.5. Pretty much like this.
So pretty much small cubes.
Mark, stop mixing. Okay, so you went with the eggplant in. Now we can go with the, for 7 and 8, we're gonna see how it goes on 8, but usually I cook on this one, but this one was out of camera's range. So, lid on, Alba, at this point. You have the lid on, you have the onion and the eggplant in. Meanwhile, you know, so the thyme, it's you know, a herb that it's kind of thick and needs a little bit more cooking than the rest of them. You can add the thyme at this point or once with the zucchinis, and then the rest of them just towards the end. So because I like the garlic, that's more. I want to chop those. Let me. So because I like the garlic quite a lot. I will add it just when the zucchini and the peppers. You see? What? Mark, you cannot get to complain about it. So the garlic goes with the zucchini and the peppers in, and then the thyme will go at the same time, and then later on we're gonna add the leftovers. I'll show you, Mark. Just give me 30 seconds. These are very, very hard. Voila.
Isn't there still a bit of thyme on there?
It's a little bit more, then I'll really pull it off. So. Okay, and then I chop it like this, Mark.
Got it. So pretty much the same size as the eggplant.
A little bit smaller, Mark. Okay. Just a tad smaller. You know, about like a half a centimeter thick.
This big?
No, that's 1 centimeter and about 3 millimeters, Mark. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So you go on 7. Alright, so rather on medium than medium high. And your eggplant starts to go a little bit.
Eggplant stuck.
See? It becomes a little bit squishy. Give it a stir. Few minutes and we go with the zucchini. Yes, Mark?
Oh, hi guys.
Go.
What is it?
Yeah, you lost one. Come on, go. Go, Mark, go. I mean, soon they have to go in. You cannot sit here on me. Push them that way.
Can I push them against the garlic and
Yes, Mark, they go together. In.
a little bit? A little bit.
Okay. The eggplant is now not white anymore. I don't know if you guys see. So the eggplant at this point is a little bit soft and becomes rather towards green than being still white, like when we put it in. And the whole thing, you know, here and there might be a little bit fried. See?
Should we add the eggplant?
Let me see, Mark. There's one piece here that I think this one is still here.
So the inside is still a bit white, but for like
Just
3 millimeters,
the other one.
Hello.
Now is when with the thyme, and garlic, and zucchini. Farouk, can you please mute yourself? Unless you're talking to me, but I'm not certain of that. Heat back on. We're gonna go with the pepper.
Hello. Hello.
Farouk, can you please mute yourself?
It's okay. It's done. Done.
Goes pretty much the same. surface, I would say, because you cannot cut it as much like the zucchini did, but pretty much the same surface and of the same area that the
Can I cut the pepper?
zucchini had. You left, Mark. You have to, you know, use it for
Yeah, but I'm here now.
the tomatoes up.
Does it really matter how I cut them? Does it really matter how I cut them? They just need to be in a good size. In squares? Got it.
Okay. Lead off, Mark. So the pepper goes. I had a pretty big eggplant, so now I'm thinking maybe a little bit of pepper might wanna go in. Wait, Mark, no.
Should I start chopping tomatoes? Answer me.
So at this point, there's not enough water in the pot, and I will add, I would say 3 tablespoons. That's not much. So you don't want too much because the vegetables, as soon as they start cooking, especially the zucchini, they will allow a lot of water out of them, and you don't want this to be too watery. Okay, so goes in. Mark, you can chop the tomatoes. Mark, no. This. That's fine, mine doesn't have a lot of white. That is pretty much it. Oh. So as size-wise, I would say eggplant has the biggest size, but eggplant, when you cook it, it just, you know, loses its shape a lot. And so, a little bit smaller, the same area, the same surface that the zucchini has, you go with the peppers and tomatoes. Mark, you're gonna cut your fingers. Mark, you don't push. You go back and forth. You don't push. That's not cutting. This is not a butter.
I'm the chef now.
We're done with it.
Almost. I'm not very fast at cutting. Good at stirring. Good at stirring, bad at cutting.
Well, Mark, everybody learns.
Also. Everyone is also writing down on the notebook. Put it in.
Wonderful. No, that still needs some time.
I'll turn it
Okay.
in.
I don't like to cut the parsley, to be honest with you, so I'm just breaking it apart, and I'll get my frozen parsley because I don't have another one.
You just cut the basil.
I didn't cut them, I just.
So, is that chopped?
Normally, I don't know if you guys remember in the recipe, the old, let's put it this way, recipe of ratatouille says to have a bouquet garni. A bouquet garni means you have all these 3 herbs, or if you want, you can add even like a bay leaf, for example, not too much, and you tie them together, put them in a pot, and once everything is cooked, you take it out. But I prefer to have them chopped in, so that's just my version. But that's why I say, you know, piece of twine, if you really want to.
Should I put this in now?
There's no. the zucchini is still too raw to go in. Does it sound difficult to you guys? Come on, because we have to wait a few minutes till they go, so and I can add the tomatoes. We were muted the whole time.
No. No, you said you just got.
So at this point in time, how long do you have to wait?
About 5 minutes. So it goes. I would, I like to look at the zucchini. This, see, you're now a little bit soft in the middle. Now would be when I would go, where Mark chopped the zucchini a little bit. Some are bigger, some are smaller. But most of them are soft there where the seedy part is. So I will give them another minute or so. And then add the rest of it. And then there's more of a waiting game afterwards. If you see that it's missing, so there's no cooking water at the bottom, then add some water, but never add more than like 2 to 3 tablespoons. Because as I said, the veggies will let the water out, and you don't want for the ratatouille to be watery. It will have some water on it, but it's not soupy.
Now add the tomatoes.
Now that these are, let's see how this can show. Where's my camera? Okay, there. So these are, see, if you push it in, it doesn't pop out anymore. Like that. It's a little bit soft, not too much, but to be honest with you, I don't like for the veggies to be cooked till they become a puree. So at this point, we're just gonna go in with the rest of it. The basil and the parsley. We can put this away.
Ross frozen parsley.
Frozen parsley because there was no decent parsley at this point.
Okay, so we're technically done with the food, but we still need to cook it. We're technically done with the food, but we still need to cook it.
Yeah, this still needs to go roughly for 10 minutes, but we're gonna look at it. It depends a lot on your stove, on the pot that you're using. I like to use this cast iron because it gives, this continuous heat. Doesn't have variations in between cooking, so it has this, kind of goes with the same heat when and it takes. With this pot takes a little bit longer when you change the heat underneath it. Don't go away from home at this point. So stay there. As I said, you don't want for the dish to be soupy, and but you don't want it to burn at the bottom either. Okay, everyone. This is gonna go for a few minutes, and I will just tell you how is that you can enjoy this. If you are a vegan, then you can eat it with tofu or falafel. That would be my best two guesses. If you are a vegetarian, you can go with fried egg or grilled halloumi. What is it that you want to eat it with today, Mark? With feta cheese? Okay, so Mark wants it with feta cheese. He doesn't even want the grilled halloumi. So if it's that, then warm and with feta cheese on the top, that's very good as well. If you go beyond that and you are a fish eater, then with some nice white fish goes perfectly. Like trout, for example, I would say just goes magnificently. Chicken is good as well. So some roasted chicken that doesn't, so it's not very spicy and so on, and covers the ratatouille. Rather, like a roasted chicken kind of thing. I would go with pork or beef. Those are a little bit too heavy, for this. But be free to try whatever suits your mood. I'm gonna go back on the other one. Okay, let's see. So see, it already has, I don't know how much you guys can see from it, but it already has some water in there. Even though I added just a tiny bit before, it's not much at all. But you have to stay next to it, otherwise it goes sour, as the English would say. So let's see. The eggplant needs a few minutes more, and the zucchini as well, but not much though.
Spoon is steaming.
How's it going, Alba?
It's going good. It smells so good.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I have the good food for tomorrow. I don't need to cook tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's really good. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat with fish, but back in the day when I was still eating fish and chicken, it just goes really well with those. But now I prefer it with grilled halloumi. So I take halloumi, put it in a, slice it, go in a dry pan, and it doesn't need more than like 2 minutes on each side. If you can go. Okay, Mark, you can go. Thank you. Sous chef left me. He's gone. So the zucchini is almost there. Peppers, it's almost there. And the eggplant nearly there. So I would say, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes tops. And once it's done, I will show you how it looks like. Put the lid a little bit off, so evaporates more water than before. But it's very close to the consistency it's supposed to have. It's a waiting game at this point. How are you guys feeling about it? Is anybody intrigued? Because I know Alba is cooking, so she knows how it smells, but I don't know the rest of you.
Juana,
Yes?
is there any, did you put any spices or just
No, salt and pepper.
salt and pepper only, right?
Yeah, so only salt and pepper. It's this is not a I know in other cuisines the spices are quite often made, but the French don't use that much. They use herbs a lot, so we have herbs in that will kind of blend and bring the flavors together. But otherwise, just salt and pepper.
Okay.
And that's it. If you decide to eat it with feta cheese, I would say let it a little less salty than you would normally cook it. But if you go for eggs, for other things, then you don't need to. Now this is pretty much ready, guys. I'll switch off before I burn mine. But as I said, I like the vegetables that came later on. I like them more, you know, with a little bit of crunch than to be soft. So at this point, if you leave it for another few minutes, it's gonna be fine. But don't cook it till, you know, it gets everything mushy. So the eggplant is never good half cooked raw or whatever. So this is how you want it to be. The eggplant is kind of soft. It's actually, you know, the pulp is soft. You just have there the peel that kind of holds it together. The tomatoes have kind of gone. Let me see if I can. Okay, I come closer. Okay, so the tomatoes, if you see, they're gone. You know, you don't really see them anymore. The red that you see is the peppers. So, Alba, you're here. So the eggplant is soft. Is rather held together by the peel, but it's not, you know, doesn't really have a. But that's always like that. Has to be. The tomatoes are gone. This one has a bit of spring, but it's cooked. So it's has a, if you can see, I don't know, like that. So here it will have a little bit of crunch right next to the peel, but otherwise it's soft. The zucchini is soft. Now the pepper, this has a bit of firmness, but not much. So I would say the pepper is about halfway through cooked, but I like it that way. So I like for the vegetables to still have something to it. If you want to cook it a little bit more, then feel free to go for another few minutes. But I wouldn't let it, even if you do, I wouldn't let it go for more than 5. That would be the super duper top that will go. And the consistency is pretty much like that. So a little bit of water, but if I pull away, it doesn't necessarily, you know, get a lot of juice there. But if you eat this with bread, for example, and nothing else, then you can, you know, tongue the bread into the juices, and that's gonna be really, really good. So if I'll dish in for Mark, because he wants to eat with feta cheese, guys. And this is how it goes. So you see, it's not very watery. It's just a little bit on the side here. And the vegetables still have the shapes except the tomatoes. And the eggplant has lost a little bit, but it's not very watery. So this is how it is. That's it. We can. Okay. How are we doing, guys? Anybody? Any words? Hello?
Yeah?
We're done.
Yeah, I see it. Thank you. Very interesting. And I think your kitchen smells very, like a very good